Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, Russia versus South Korea with BlizzCon on the line.
The finals are in sight for both of our teams here, but they have one last fight, Jaws, to try and secure their place on that plane over to LA and over to BlizzCon, where they will fight for the World Championship 2018.
Korea, if they win here by any means, they will guarantee their tickets all the way over to BlizzCon. And Russia, they're going to need a dominant 4-0 in order to secure their place.
Yeah, indeed. And also, they are going to be looking to make sure that South Korea cannot go 5-0 in their home stage here in Incheon. And what a great show that would be for our local crowd here to have their home team go undefeated, not have to have any of that anguish.
Let's have a look at those standings, though. Right now, you can see South Korea right up at the top, 4-0. And like you said, Harry, they win this. There's a clean 5-0, plus 13 in map score as well. Russia, that's who they're facing off right now, 3-1 with a plus 9.
Of course, South Korea can come down to a 4-1, and Russia can meet them there if Russia are to take the victory here. And then there are some very convoluted circumstances which could actually knock out South Korea.
Could very well be. Let's have a look at the schedule, though. Have a look what's on the match on the board for today. We've already seen Japan v Finland, Chinese Taipei v Russia, Hong Kong versus Japan. A lot of 4-0s there. South Korea looking to make it another one.
Hopefully the 4-0s, though, Jaws, for us and the audience at home will end today. Russia are going to be bringing their best up against the very best, the two-time champions.
And this is a grudge match too. Remember, South Korea last time around knocked Russia out of the group stage. And they put their ticket to BlizzCon last year and eventually won. And in the finals a couple of years ago, were also knocked down by South Korea, and they won yet again.
Yeah. And here, Russia really need to try and rally back. They had an early setback, having lost against Finland in an incredibly close series, which may have jeopardized a potential second-place finish.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see, but Russia have been performing today exceptionally well. Shadowburn seems on his A-game, same with Mistakes. There's nothing stopping them right now coming out of their game earlier on today that we casted, but it is now Korea's turn to face them one-on-one, mano a mano. We've got Carpe on the lineup, and he's been just absolutely wrecking face over the last couple of days.
But though Russia's coming in hot, and you know who else is?
That's Malik over on the floor.
Annyeonghaseyo and hello everyone, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for our match of the day. We have South Korea going up against Team Russia, or Hangul 대 Ilbon. Yeah, I think I got that right. I've been practicing a little bit. Anyways, guys, this is going to be a huge matchup for Team Russia. They need to win this thing 3-1 if they want to keep their BlizzCon hopes alive. And for Team South Korea, all they have to do is be victorious, and they pretty much have punched their ticket to BlizzCon in November. So let's not waste any more time and get straight into this matchup and welcome our first team to the stage. Everybody give it up for Team Russia. Right, the boys in red and gold are ready to go, but the next team is the home team. You heard me say it. All they need is a win, and they are in for BlizzCon. Everybody, please join me in welcoming to the stage Team South Korea. All right, guys, and there's not much else I need to say. This is the match that will chart the course for the two teams that will be making it out to BlizzCon. So let's not waste any more time and get locked and loaded for this matchup with our casters. Take it away.
Thank you very much, Malik. There we go. Crowd so hyped up. And there was even a fan in the front line there I did see wearing that Russian flag over the shoulders. Got some supporters.
Got to represent, man. Russia has some fan service, and I know on our stream as well there will be a lot of Russian fans. We've seen it in the EU contender stream. You guys absolutely love Overwatch, but here in the local crowd here in Incheon, there's quite a lot of local support, of course, for South Korea.
Oh, yes, they were. Let's have a look at that Russian roster, though. Let's get that on your screens. You can see who they're facing up against, who South Korea are facing up against. We've got Aang and Main. They're going to be their support duo, the backbone of Russia. We've got Chao and Tonic on the tank role, and obviously Mistakes and Shadowburn on DPS.
Coming in from Overwatch League, Boston Uprising and Philadelphia Fusion respectively, and bringing their expertise to the Contenders players that we see in the other parts of the roster, whereas from Contenders we get a huge amount of synergy from that win strike core. We talked about it earlier. Chao always able to defend Aang during the risky reses.
Let's have a look who they're facing up against. South Korea. Here we go. You got Libero on DPS. He's joined by Carpe, Ark, and Jonak on support. Running out with Mako and Fate on tanks.
Or rather 3 DPS. We talk about Jonak on that Zen. He does like to frag out, throwing out those orbs of destruction. Let's talk about some head-to-head matchups, Jaws. We've got Carpe going up against Mistakes in the Widow duel. And Carpe's looks fallible. He's lost out a couple of rounds to Mui before, but all in all, he is a madman.
Yeah, people have been touting him as probably one of the best players, or at least best DPS in the world at this current time. And who would argue, really, after the last couple of days?
Prophet would.
Prophet maybe would, yeah. I mean, really, come on. MVP?
Hey, we're British. We've got to support Land and Spitfire, you know?
True, true. Hey, I'm here to support Korea and Russia. This is going to be a fantastic game, but a head-to-head matchup is pretty important. Shadowburn has been doing so well. Mistakes a little bit quiet, but that's only because Shadowburn was really taking the limelight throughout the whole of that, and he's going to be really facing up against Libero here.
Yeah, projectile DPS versus projectile DPS, but Libero also can flex over to those hit scans when it's needed. We've seen him play on the Widowmaker, we've seen him play on the Tracer as well, both to a very high caliber, and that's part of what makes this South Korean roster so scary, because both Carpe and Libero can literally play any hero.
It's actually crazy. I don't want to see their Junkrats. I'm not going to lie. They're too scary, honestly. But we've seen a lot of Junkrat on things like King's Row. Libero's performed exceptionally well. We saw earlier today. Shadowburn, he's hitting bombs that no mere mortal should actually hit.
Great bomb accuracy, but let's have a look at where we're going to be heading to first. We are, of course, going to be heading to Control first, and then after that, the loser picks the next map, and thereafter is the same.
Yeah, Ilios, for our first map, like you said, Control, Hybrid, Assault, then to Escort. Gotta say, Ilios, that is one Widow-favoured map, especially if you go over to Ruins.
Yeah, Ruins is dominated by the Widows. It always has been, Jaws, but we'll have to see which map we're going to be on first. Of course, we're not going to be on the cruise line. Just a beautiful view of the Greek Isles for all of you. Is this Ruins? We shall find out. I do believe that is. It's Widowmaker land, Jaws. Carpe versus Mistakes. And we'll have to see what the second DPS is going to opt to play. For now, Shadowburn hovering over on that Tracer. Wouldn't be a surprise to see that hypermobile DPS to try and get in onto the back lines. But when you talk about back lines for South Korea, no Tracer would confidently go into that duel against Jonak.
Oh no, he wins them out more often than not. He's sitting there with the gold damage quite easily, I think. Although maybe Carpe actually this time around, but Jonak on the Zenyatta. Obviously Ark using that speed boost to get everybody out of the gate fairly quickly on that Mercy. Aang is going to do exactly the same, but we're on board with Carpe. This is the guy you want to watch as soon as you come out and roll out of the gate. It doesn't like Shadowburn sticking on the Tracer, and Libero is actually going to be on Brigitte.
Mistakes already suffering a love tap, and now Shadowburn has to be very careful about this sight line. He is going to have to go up against both Jonak on the Zen and of course Libero on Brigitte as well. That shield bash whip shot combo can be incredibly debilitating to a Tracer who's already been spot out.
Debilitating in just the fact that you're just going to die, realistically. Ark is going to res Jonak as he did take a bullet through the Bane by Mistakes. Now Fate having a little trouble here, controlling the high ground. He's just going to back off. You can see ducking there just to make sure his head doesn't get blown off by Mistakes. And you can see already, Russia haven't got the high ground, but they're actually sitting on the point. It has unlocked and they have managed to get the cap. So already 10% on the board. Meko going extremely low, and in fact, he might just get demeked. Tonic being extremely aggressive is going to be able to find him. Carpe finds a headshot, but can't actually net the kill.
Meko there was caught out because he went up into the air to try and knock Tonic away when he dived onto Carpe, but because he used those jet boosters to get the knockback, he was then caught with that and escaped, as the rest of South Korea wrapped around that inside trying to get an angle onto Mistakes. And then we saw Meko lose his mech early. Now South Korea lacks tank power and they can be beset upon from all sides by Russia in a more healthy tank line. Now Russia do have quite the good ultimate advantage as well. We can see the Valkyrie there that's going to be matched by Ark.
Yeah, Pulse Bomb available for Shadowburn also. He wants to stick Jonak. I can see it in his eyes. He has to get through Libero first, though. There's the rally from Libero. Pulse Bomb thrown out. Doesn't quite connect, as only gets a little bit of damage onto Libero, but that armor is going to restack up to its full potential. Jonak going fairly low, but now 300 HP and a lot of shields and a lot of armor is something that Shadowbird's going to have to deal with, but Carpe's already dealt with him. A body shot after a Discord Orb, and Carpe finds another, and another Tonic goes down as well. Chow falling low. Carpe popping off already, takes the high ground, and South Korea are going to take the point.
We asked about the Widow Duel Jaws, and Carpe's got news for you, taking out mistakes from Carpe with love. It's a bullet to the forehead.
Oh my goodness, Shadowburn took the body shot, he took out Main, he was waiting for him round the corner. Tonic didn't stand a chance.
No, it did not, but Russia now do have a little bit of a chance with Main with that Transcendence. Shadowburn's decided he no longer wants to play on the Tracer. Instead, he's going to be backing up mistakes, making sure that Carpe is very nervous about these long angles because the hands is on the field. South Korea, though, have both of their support ultimates still, but don't have to worry too much about sustained damage coming in from the tanks, so they can sustain that out rather well with these ultimates.
Nice leap up there by Fate. Bombs come in as well, doesn't quite find anybody. Fate taking a little bit of damage, they have to back off, but Carpe's already found one. 3 assists from every single support on his team as he kills Tonic, and Fate just smacks around Shadowburn, turns him into pate.
Carpe now is going to be getting a quick orbit of a skull, but doesn't look like Main's going to be sending over any more. Chow's taking a little bit of damage. He's almost got the self-destruct. He's going to feed a lot of ultimate charge to Aang as well, who's almost got the Valkyrie ready to go. Jonak being down early meant that he couldn't use that Transcendence. It's going to be available when he returns to the fray.
Carpe was going mano a mano with Tonic there.
See it, Tonic.
Yeah, Tonic's going to go down regardless. That is emphasized activation from Carpe as well. Libero taking out Tonic, and a Transcendence coming through from the side of Russia. But who needs a Trans when you already have Carpe and Jonak to take out Chow? They do demech him and manage to find the kill on the Baby Diva. Dragons are going to come up and light the field alight as well. Shadowburn doing a lot of work on the sidelines. Carpe almost falls down, and he has to be a little bit more careful now. But Fate and Libero, they're in the front lines. Grapple shot upwards, can't quite find a headshot just yet. But still, South Korea control the point, 80% to 71 now.
Russia up against the wall. They've got one more chance to try and take back the ruins, but they've got no ultimates to do it with Jaws. Meko is the closest on the field to an ultimate, almost having that self-destruct. Wasn't too useful last time. They tried to combine it with Fate's Primal Rage, but it wasn't quite ready. We can see Chow leading the charge, scouting out. He's going to report back positions here. Mistakes has gone up into the air. He went for the shot, but he missed it.
Overtime now here. They are moving forwards. Libero doing a good job of batting away Tonic. He goes low. He's going to have to back off now. It's a Discord orb lands on Chow as well. Demegged already. Mako's going to take out Shadowburn. Libero's going to find the D-Meg. Chow's going to go down as well. Carpe finds the headshot onto Mistakes. Jonak's going to clean up on Main. Oh my goodness. South Korea with the Goomba Stomp at the end to finish Aang. That was just cruel. They managed to take Ruins 1-0 up on Helios.
So we were talking about how good Carpe is on the Widowmaker, and it was a duel that he was likely able to be always going to win out against Mistakes. But now we'll move on to the other stages that aren't so Widowmaker friendly. Jaws, here you're going to see more things like a Tracer, maybe a McCree or a Farah in the air, and we know exactly that is what Shadowburn wants to play. He can go head to head with Libero in the air if Libero decides to match him up there.
I don't know, maybe he takes the Junkrat. Scared of Libero's Junkrat as well, but like you said, this is going to be
as much opportunity for Junkrat on Ilios. Maybe.
If you're Libero or Shadowburn, I think there's very much cause to.
I'm not going to argue if you have one of them in your ranked games where you pick Junkrat.
Like, yeah, sure, just carry it, man. Like, just go for it.
You do you.
You play DPS, I'll play Zen and just orb you permanently. Jonak does that too, but he also does a ton of damage.
He orbs permanently to skulls.
Yeah, exactly that. Well, we'll have to wait and see what the map is going to be. Control being an interesting game type in the fact that it can go either way. We've seen a lot of teams recently that you wouldn't peg, or you would peg as the underdogs, take it off the higher seed team.
It can be the great equalizer. It can come down a lot to mechanical skill, more than forethought and planning, which can often be a big issue on maps like Hybrid and Escort, where you very much have to plan what you're going to do in each different stage. Whereas here, because you're at one central stage until the game completely resets onto another stage of that map, means that you don't need a huge amount of different compositions ready.
Well, it's going to be the map up now. Here we go. Libero jumping to the sky. Same with Shadowburn, both on the Farah. Carpe takes Mistakes down to an inch of HP as he finds the body shot, but no kills coming through just yet. 15 seconds, however, till the point unlocks.
Libero going to be joining Shadowburn in the air, as we discussed before, and Carpe is going in for a cheeky flank, but right now it's only his team in his sides, and Jonak's got the sniping already.
Who needs a Widowmaker when you got Jonak? Carpe's going to pick Aang out the air. The crowd explodes every single time Carpe hits a shot. Libero's going to demech Chow as well. 4 men on the point for South Korea. Instant cap as well.
South Korea, a dominant performance there, deciding to take up to the top of the lighthouse, as did Russia. Unfortunately, Jonak managed to open that one up, deciding he would educate Mistakes on how sniping is done with a projectile hero. Carpe, for now, he doesn't want to reveal his position. He took a shot up in the air, made sure that he dropped down, and he's going to come in from a different angle. He knows that if Mistakes saw that shot come through, he's going to know that position. He can't use it again.
Tonic does briefly touch the point. Carpe is going to respond in kind with a body shot and just send him packing for the time. However, look at Chao's positioning here. Taking control of this small health pack is quite nice. Can provide a little bit of healing to you, along with your Mercy and Zenyatta, of course. Not anymore, though, because Mainnet does end up going down to Mako in the thick of it all. Jonak finds another kill. 1v1, Carpe trying to take the fire out of the skies, but hiding behind that windmill for now. What a right click by Jonak. D-makes Chao and finishes him off. Korea continue to hold.
Just D-lifes Chao. Shadowburn going down to thought he was saved by the spawn, but Carpe has no such designs. Having a quick peek up in the air, seeing who's coming out of a spawn room, but of course he has to be careful because Mistakes will be invincible in there and can shoot out should he desire. But look at Shadowburn's ultimate charge, only 70% thus far. Usually it's far faster. But of course, he's being controlled so well by both Libero and Carpe that he isn't able to get that ultimate, isn't able to find the space or the rockets onto Fate and onto Mecha.
Imprecise available for Mistakes, did pop them rather instantly, and that'll be an instant pop from Arc as well. He's going to use that Valkyrie. Tonic's on the left, right-hand side here. Nice shot from Carpe around the wall. Fate will take out Aang as well, and Arc, he's taken to the skies. He's taken out Shadowbird, and Fate will push that Diva off the edge. That hit marker sound on land is always so pleasant.
Dominance here from South Korea, and once again, Russia find themselves up against the wall. 90% in favor of South Korea here on Ilios, and Russia have 4 ultimates to go. Shadowburn building up towards that barrage. He needs to hit one more rocket, but Carpe's on the side.
Oh, 17 HP, has to get out ASAP, but no, Shadowburn is there with the kill. Main activates the Transcendence, is rushing towards his tank to aid them. Doesn't want to get boots into the well, however, so he's going to have to be a little bit more careful. Libero with the strike as well, the rocket barrage also there. However, Shadowburn is going to match him in the skies and has his own barrage available. Mistakes is going to go down though. Mako and Fate are going to find their own kills, but Shadowburn pays Fate with a whole bunch of metal, and he is going to be able to take him out in the end. The problem is Jonak is there to punish Shadowburn for staying up high in the skies, immobile as he does activate the ult. Carpe kills Aang in the end, and Arc's going to come back with the resurrection onto Jonak. They're trickling back in. Chao's going to get demegged, and Jonak's going to find the kill again. Mako's going to fall to Tonic, but he's so low. He jumps onto Jonak, but why would you do that? Not against this madman. Another heal straight onto Libero, keeps him alive through the rocket barrage, but the point is still in contention.
Now, they need to try and desperately trickle back onto the point. Mistakes is here on the Tracer.
Over time, they need to be able to touch some more. Mistakes is still alive. Main's going to get resurrected, but Ilios looking in the way of South Korea. Chao going extremely low, and Tonic finally makes his way back to the point. Jonak has that Transcendence still available to him. He's going to spot everybody around this corner. He finds Mistakes. He's a madman. Fate is going to find another, and now it's all on Shadowburn to try and touch and keep his tank Tonic alive. He's dodging around the bubble. Libero having the 1v1, but it's too little too late. South Korea claim Ilios.
That they do, and in a dominant fashion as well. Jaws 2-2-0 in terms of stages. And the home crowd, you can see them in the background there. They are very much enjoying the show that's being put on by their home team.
Oh boy, one step closer to making it to BlizzCon. South Korea 2-0 up. Jumping onto Hybrid as our next game type.
This, of course, will be the choice of Russia, so they can make a more tactical choice here, but depending on what they want to play.
That was crazy, man. Aang was flying through the air, using the wings to try and aid one of his teammates, but Carpe was lying in wait. The hidden fish is always the deadliest.
The hidden fish is the deadliest. That's one for a quote book right there, Jaws.
Hey, I got many of them, especially about Carpe.
That's a new Twitter bio right there.
Well, now we jump into Hybrid, and we want to see what they're going to play, because we talked about it a minute ago. King's Row has been one of the main maps that people actually want to play, and it can aid to a variety of strategies. We're talking double sniper. Libero's been famous on the Junkrat here. Even Shadowburn showing what he can do on the Junkrat with mixed with Mistakes as Widowmaker, and obviously the Genji when he went in for that full dive earlier on.
And we have seen some success from Finland up against South Korea on King's Row, so potentially Russia will have watched that VOD. We do know that they will have watched that VOD because, of course, they have been preparing very hard for this matchup, and I imagine maybe they'll try and take advantage of any weaknesses they would have seen when watching that particular matchup. Question is, have South Korea had enough time to patch over whatever weaknesses were exposed?
Well, they haven't been exposed to many weaknesses just yet. Looks like we're going to find out what the map is right now. Now, it is Russia's map choice, so they will have the advantage in that instance, and it is going to be King's Row. Okay, they want to recreate what they did earlier on against Chinese Taipei.
Put Tonic back onto Reinhardt, but of course their first point attack was very dive-centric. They decided they were going to go back to spawn. They put Shadowburn onto the Genji. Just got reset after reset in those narrow corridors you're about to fly through right now. And then, that was a quick point A cap for Russia. They capitalized on the momentum and they kept pushing forward. We'll have to see if Russia want to bring out the same tactic again. They know South Korea will have been watching that match, so they'll know what's coming. If they see a Genji on the horizon, they see those shurikens flying towards them.
South Korea on the defense, Russia on the offense. I'm not sure if anybody heard that, but it was South Korea fighting. The crowd is just electric right now, fully packed out as well. Carpe on the Widowmaker, Libero on the Junkrat, of course, and we're going to have Fate and Meko on the Orisa and Diva.
Meanwhile, on for Russian offense. Looks like right now, the only thing I'm willing to comment on is Tonic on that Winston and Arc with the highest DPI I've ever seen.
The wings just merge into one at this point. Uni-wing.
Yeah, man.
Hello.
Mercy loves to spin. Jonak's going a little bit slower. You can see that higher sensitivity. He's more of a 90-degree sort of man, or a 180 boy.
Yeah. A lower sensitivity for Jonak. Arc, for some reason, running about 4,000 DPI. There we go. There's Carpe showing off a little bit as well. That's what it takes, man. You spin your mouse that fast, you'll be as good as Carpe.
Yeah. Though, Russia going to try and be as good as Carpe with Shadowburn on the hands of the question is, will he be swapping over to that Genji? Could just be throwing out one of those Sonic arrows before swapping over, and that's exactly what's going to happen. South Korea have been discovered. Russia have the intel as to what composition they're going up against. They know that Libero's here on the Junkrat. The question is, what approach are they going to take to try and take advantage of the positioning of South Korea? You can see that Carpe right now, he's on the ground. He wants to make sure he can use that grapple to escape.
Yeah, Shadowburn is going to find him.
Oh, damn,
what
that
a
was
shot.
disgusting.
Right click, straight into the dash. He's going to spot out Jonak. You see, even Genji doesn't want to mess with Jonak right now. But with that, that's one unresable target, and that might just be a second one as well. A res coming through. Also, a beautiful defense matrix on Libero is going to finish up that kill onto Shadowburn. Arc, however, is going to go down. That does mean at least they get the resurrection off. Tonic now moving forwards onto the point. They've claimed 2 ticks, and that's going to be South Korea on the run.
Yeah, South Korea now need to move on to a point, and Fate's gone down. He's used his fortifier. Now it's Libero's turn to tag in. He's up against Xiao, but can't quite get the kill.
Tonic and Xiao are going to clean the rest of South Korea up. That
What is
shield
this,
was
baby
no
diva?
match for the rest of Russia. Fate is going to fall, and that will mean the car is capped. 5 minutes and 20 seconds now to move through the streets of London. Jonak a little bit caught out, though.
He is indeed. Tonic's coming in. Mistakes falling very low. They're having to recall just after having claimed a kill, and Carpe is now onto the Mirror Tracer. So we're going to see some Tracer versus Tracer duels between the two Overwatch League players of Mistakes and Carpe, which I'm incredibly excited for. The question is, how does Libero fit into this puzzle? Jaws, he's over on the Brigitte, something that can very easily shut down dive DPS with that shield bash, putting someone into a stun for 1 whole second, and then you can combine it with a whip shot as well for up to 150 damage, which can take out a Tracer rather quickly and leave a Genji very, very weak.
You've been snuffed out, unfortunately. Mistakes. You have to go back to the point. And Main was pushing that point solo, and he's actually going to net himself Transcendence 2, and that will be Russia with 4 ultimates online. Almost 5 as Shadowburn is extremely close to getting his also. Big contention though. Mistakes going for the one-on-one with Carpe. Takes a small health back, but decides a better target would actually be that Diva. It didn't actually land. I'm not entirely sure if the stick bomb got eaten. I think it did. The faster reactions from Mako is going to make sure that doesn't go anywhere. No damage sustained either. That'll be Jonak with the Transcendence also, but you can see Shadowburn off to the side. He's got that Dragon Blade, wants to force out that Transcendence first maybe, but Jonak, he's a man not to be messed with. He takes out Tonic. Quick res though from Eng. It's going to bring him back to life in the game. However, Mistakes taking out Carpe, and now that is one unresable target.
Shadowburn here playing a rather defensive Genji, doesn't want to flank on his own. He's going to bring out the blade instead.
You say defensible, I say offensible. There we go, straight onto Libero. Easy slice and dice. Shadowburn now making his way to the back line. There's the self-destruct, also sent back to try and pick him out, but he hit in the rafters, in too deep, and he's already taken out by Carpe. Shadowburn now just running amok in the back line, or at least trying to. Got taken out by Fate in the end, but Main's going to clean up some kills here. Carpe falling, and actually Tonic's going to go down as well to Jonak. Jonak has to be able to get onto the point, but Mistakes and Main cleaning up house. Jonak's going to go down, and a quick cap again for Russia.
Main channeling his inner Jonak by destroying Jonak. I think if you kill him, you can claim his power. I think that's how science works, Jaws. But you know how the payload works? It's hit the second checkpoint, so now they get a minute and 30 extra time into their bank, and that means 4 minutes and 38 seconds is how long Russia has to try and complete this third cap. Libero just used for rally, giving everyone 100 extra armor. Very effective against the small arms fire that Tonic and Mistakes will be giving to them. Do half DPS to these armored targets.
And this is the turning point on Ruins. If you remember, Libero activated the rally and they were able to keep and hold the point. You can't sustain that damage. Oh my goodness, Mistakes couldn't quite finish off the kill. The sticky landed, but again, that armor just doing so much work against that small arms fire. Chow does get the remake, however, Jonak and Ark still with their support ultimates. Jonak finally unleashing his. Shadowburn has switched over to the Widowmaker as well, but this massive boon of healing from both sides, as Main does activate the Transcendence as well, stops all this damage going through for Libero, already building up halfway to his second rally.
The Tonic's going to have to give a hell out of dodge. He's going to be chased down by Meko and Libero, and now it's one kill after another. Shadowburn's going to fall as well, went over onto the Widowmaker.
Carpe now jumping over, killing Shao on the Widow. Fate is going to get back to the rest of his boys. They're going to jump back on that cart. Make sure they fight in front of the cart too, to make sure they get every single second back that they wasted just then. The cart is going to slowly roll back now. Russia are going to want to stop that.
And let's talk through how Jonak just managed to survive a pulse bomb to the back. Libero threw the repair pack onto him, which gave him 75 extra armor, meaning that he had 375 HP, got 5 damage mitigation on the 300 that came in, leaving him with 80 health. So, he was a very hardy boy. He managed to survive a little bit longer.
Jonak is definitely going hard mode boss right now. Shadowburn is going to go down, and that does mean they're just going to be able to back off. That's not a lot of damage left in the tank. Mistakes is going to claim a little bit of ult charge, 40%, but Carpe did activate the Infocytes at the start of that fight. Does mean they know exactly where Russia were hiding.
Carpe's Infocytes have now expired, so Mistakes is once again on an even playing field with Carpe, but of course, Shadowburn can give him a little bit of a cheat code, help him out with that Sonic Arrow, which will reveal anyone caught within the radius to everyone on his team. Jonak here, once again, 300 health. He's not afraid of frontlining at all. He's up here with the tanks, throwing orb after orb into that shield.
Well, Fate was also up there with the tanks and dived the backline of Russia, but Mako, where did that come from, man? Hang and Main go down, Chow gets D-Meg, Jonak Carpe cleaning everybody up. Team kill for South Korea in a blink of an eye.
An explosion from Meko means an explosion from our local crowd here, Jaws. Absolutely deafening. Eng, ready with the Valkyrie to heal up all the members of Russia, but it does mean they have to stay together because they need that beam swing in. Eng's actually given up the Valkyrie straight up. He's just moved straight over to the Lucia. They want to go 3-3 here just to try and run themselves into South Korea. But Jonak's ready to come in with the Transcendence at a moment's notice.
Transcendence for Main this time around. There will be Jonak getting a little bit of pressure applied to him, however. Fate doing a good job of just batting everybody away. What a boot! Tonic's going to go down into the pit, and look at that control from Fate. Just a masterclass on Winston. He's going to jump forward, bubble up as well. Jonak going to take out Chow once more. Libero with yet another rally. He hasn't even lost his... Oh, he has lost his initial armor. Oh, he's actually going to switch over to the Jungrat. Okay, caught that a little bit too soon there. Does mean Jonak actually loses his, and now Fate, here we go. This is what we wanted to see. Jumping over to that Wrecking Ball. Carpe gets surrounded, though. 3-3 rolling straight in as Fate rolls straight out of there.
That's where the speed boost is at its most effective. Fate over on the Wrecking Ball, of course, and here comes a pile driver.
Oh, the dunk on 3 people. Jonak still with the Transcendence available to him. Not really scared and doesn't really need to use it just yet. Everybody's super healthy on the side of Russia, however, but Chow does end up getting demeched. 100% charge for Shadowburn's already earned himself a grab. He moves forward, just farming these tanks in the front line. Easy targets as well for them. What a grab on the side. Trans from Jonak in the building. Doesn't heal anybody, and he doesn't need to. Libero with the 2-man Riptire is going to force Russia back, and Fate already corralling them. Trying to push them in the pit, but Tonic, yeah, he's just going to take him out. Fate, a bit of odd positioning, but Meko is still on the car.
And there is the Earth Shadow on absolutely nothing. Meko just went up into the sky, but now needs to get back on the car. It's pushing forward with Russia on top of it.
They're going to break it down. 30 seconds now remain as the Coalescence comes out as well. Chow with the self-destruct could blow this whole cart wide open. Carpe is now on the Doomfist. The mines have been laid, and Main's going to have to be extremely careful. Doomfist extremely good against tanks, and Faye's actually going to roll his way in there. Came from the back lines. He's going to face the mano-a-mano. Carpe takes out once more. Fate getting a bit aerial, is going to go for the pile driver. Knocks a couple mid-air. There's no way you're going to survive that, Tonic, although he does get stunned. Another tire from Libero. He's going to take out Chow's mech. He's going to take out Chow, and South Korea hold on last.
Russia running out of time. They decided to go over to the 3-3, but didn't quite manage to maintain their momentum onto third. Jaws, we'll have to see as to what they're going to do on the defense in order to try and hold Korea a little bit closer. And here's an idea about how Main managed to clutch that out after he lost a couple of teammates.
How? How does he do it? He's taking some lessons off Jonah, that's what he's doing.
Yeah, man. I saw him talking in the break.
He's just watching the death cams is what he's doing. Watching Jonak's death cams, he dies, he's like, oh, that's, okay. That's how you click on some heads. A bit of an update for you as well. If Korea win King's Row, they guarantee themselves a ticket to BlizzCon. That is what is on the line right now.
Well, it's all going to ride on this attack, Jaws. They need to surge on forward onto the streets of London and remove Russia by force. Surge forward, complete 2 points, and then gain just a few meters towards the end. They'll book themselves that ticket to our grand finals in November in BlizzCon.
Cast your mind back, though, to the attack of Russia. How quickly, how consistently they were able to cap the first 2 points. They had 5 minutes in the time bank going through the streets. That's a pretty scary feat here. Russia now on the defense. They're going to go with the same thing, kind of, only just swapping up Junkrat. They're actually going to pick the Hanzo instead, go for the double sniper.
Yeah, Shadowburn here doesn't want to play with Junkrat because he knows that South Korea is a lot more informed with their dives. They're not going to dive into any traps that he lays down next to Tonic. Instead, they're going to be able to cleanse those first. Instead, what he wants to do is he wants to control sightlines so that Mistakes has a better chance of winning out Widow duels against either Carpe or Libero, because he knows that Carpe going 1 versus 1 up against Mistakes gets a lot more help from Meko so that he can take those duels a lot more brazenly. But if they have to worry about Shadowburn as a second sniper, won't be as brave.
South Korea on the attack, Carpe, he's going to be on the Sombra again, Libero on the Genji, even got double main heal also, is Jonax on the Ana.
He is indeed, he's going to be able to put up a biotic grenade into the air. We've seen it happen before, it goes inside the top of the shield, it can be timed exactly perfectly.
Oh, nice hack as well from Carpe, just spraying and praying down the corridor, instant retreat though from Russia. Holding firm and holding nerve for the time being. Carpe's going to hack that mega health pack, very fast respawn rates. He even has higher HPS than the Mercy healing beam.
He has a 50% movement speed bonus here, so he can afford to keep going forward and try to set himself up here as the rest of South Korea try and distract themselves. He does have his eyes on Mistakes. Will he decide to run stealth? He will.
Oh, Mistakes! Wrong place, wrong time. Receives a Harmony Orb just in time, but Fate is already taken out Shadowburn. He's also punishing this Orisa. He's going extremely low and actually gets taken out by Tonic.
A Tick accrued.
Holding the nerve still. Tick has been cured. However, Carpe, what are you doing? You can't do that. Mistakes ends up going down. Translocates backwards, and he's very close to an EMP. Libero's unleashing the blade, dashes straight onto the supports. Main couldn't quite get enough for the Transcendence. He's also going to hack apart Chao's mech. 2 kills for Libero. Meko's going to make it the third, and it's actually a double for him. Also, only Tonic left on the car. Activates that bongo, but Carpe's going to finish him off. EMP now acquired from South Korea, and they claim the point.
Given Tonic's usage of the Supercharger there, we can anticipate he is going to be swapping up, and yes, he will. He moves over onto that Winston, but Fate has a huge advantage on him in terms of ultimate charge, already ready with the Primal Rage. And what he can do here is after he sees Tonic use a leap, he can leap behind him, use the Primal Rage, and beat him into the team of South Korea, where Russia can't really help him. Chao has to move forward with the defense matrix, but then he will be exposed himself. He'll have to use his movement cooldown, and he only has 2 seconds of defense matrix to play with. And Carpe is already in the back, ready to shut down all those abilities at a moment's notice.
Look at this disgusting positioning from Carpe. He's going to go in. His Translocator is actually being killed here. He has to wait another couple of seconds. EMP could go off at any moment. He blocks it out just to get an escape, but he doesn't need it. Meko's going to find 2. Aang and Mistakes are going to go down. Carpe's so low, gives everybody a hearty hello as Fate comes in with a Primal Rage 2K as well. Oh, Chao, you're going to have to run, buddy, or die on cart to buy some more time. 4 minutes still remain in the time bank for South Korea.
Don't want a team kill there from Team South Korea, but it does feel like they over-invested in that fight, Jaws. Carpe only EMP'd 1 person because Aang and Mistakes both fell to Meko self-destruct, and it felt like just Meko self-destruct would have been enough in order to try and win that fight. Fate went in after with a Primal Rage, and now Tonic has a huge advantage in terms of that ultimate. He's going to try and get some more here, and Ark's already down. That's a lot of healing gone. But Jonak's still here. He has a biotic rifle. It's a good amount of healing, but he won't have anything to heal him.
Nano Blade. Libero's going in. Instantly stunned. 50 HP. He has to back off, but he's going to go ham anyway. Too little, too late. Charles going to kill him. ends up falling. Jonak finds one, and the rest of Russia are going to follow up on him. Mako gets T-Mech. This could be a nasty stagger. Jonak in the back line. Oh dear, not where you want to be, but he is going to get killed rather quickly, which does mean a fast respawn for him as well. Carpe's changing it up. In fact, Korea are changing their whole composition. Jonak switching over to the Zen. We got Libero now on the Hanzo. Carpe, he's going to be on that McCree.
I would have liked to see a longer stagger there on Jonak when he was there, with Yana potentially using that shield of the Brigitte to soak up a couple of Bardic rifle shots when you try and force people not to stagger you, because Russia here need to play the clock. South Korea still have 2 minutes and 45 seconds. They only have Ark's ultimate ready to go. That may well be enough to win out a fight if they can stick together and get the most out of that beam splitting.
Mistake's got the Deadeye though. I'm pretty scared. He's on the high ground, and so should South Korea. He is just going to pummel the tanks to the front line for the time being. Fate has got the shield, remember, so everybody can duck behind it if necessary. A lot of incoming fire, though. There's still Tonic with the Primal Rage to bat him out the way if necessary. There we go. High noon. Oh, the Fate. Oh my goodness. That was a good shield back, but not quite in time. Didn't quite have the full Deadeye charged up. Chow now with the bomb, 10% away. Ark has got Valkyrie, though, to keep everybody alive and sustained in this fight. Even Meko has the bomb. Can he repeat what happened just not a moment ago? Chow moving forwards and still damaging the front line. Joey and Axe going very low, but they do send out the bomb in the end. That's going to be a forced trans, but Meko finds two once more. How does he keep doing it? Shadowburn and Mistakes going down, and he's going to follow up with a third onto Tonic. And now just dying on the cart is all that Russia could hope for. South Korea are going to be one stop away from going to BlizzCon.
And that is heartbreaking there for Russia, because they invested 3 ultimates there, Jaws. They invested the Transcendence, the Valkyrie, and of course the Deadeye for a mistake, so he tried to make something happen off of it and get Fate out of the running, but fortunately that wasn't the case, and now Carpe is ready to go up, man to man, sheriff to sheriff, to see who has the biggest pistol in town.
Tonic now switching over to the Reinhardt does mean he's not going to have much charge. Fate has 80-95%. It's high noon. They dive straight on top of him to make sure Carpe's protected. Tonic is going to go down. There's the bomb, but beautiful shield from Fate. Libero's going to kill Aang. Carpe moving forward, and Fate still has the shatter. Mistakes, not where you want to be. Carpe finds another, and only a few meters now before they make it.
The Shatter is still here, and now Carpe is going to be hiding down below them. Could come in with the Earth Shatter.
Big
there it is.
Carpe is going to find another flashbang kill onto Chow, and Russia are going to fall, and South Korea make it to BlizzCon.
They made it to BlizzCon, but they haven't quite won the series yet. There's still a chance that Russia can try and reverse sweep here. But now, South Korea know that they have sealed their own fate. It was always in their hands in front of this home crowd. And now, they've just got to seal it out on a Sultan escort.
It's all in Russia's hands. They can come back and book their ticket as well. It's going to be on Finland as well in our last match of the day. But South Korea, you've got to be happy with that performance. They are truly unstoppable.
They've unlocked a whole new level of South Korean play right here. Fate is on a mad one, as we say in Imnold Blighty. His Winston play right now with the Primal Rage, probably some of the best we've ever seen in this group stage.
They're doing a fantastic job of protecting Carpe. You saw as the camera flicked over to him in the last moments there when he was activating that Deadeye. Not only was Diva right on top of him, he had the Reinhardt on top of him as well, just making sure he was protected just in case anybody does try to punch him out of the sky. Korean fans, they're looking pretty happy right now.
And Carpe's slick positioning there, who was hiding down in the stairwell, was incredibly smart. He knew that all he had to do was get a flashbang onto Tonic, make sure he was stunned so that Fate could lay down the hammer, and that would seal their final fight. We saw Fate hit the Earth Shatter. Tonic fell down to the floor. Carpe could roll forward, hit the headshots, and Russia would dismantle it in the final fight.
Well, to hear from South Korea, we have Ark on the floor, and Malik is going to break it down.
All right, I'm here with Ark from Team South Korea. Everybody give it up for Ark. You pretty much have punched your team's ticket to BlizzCon with that amazing first half performance. Tell me how you're feeling about the way you guys are performing today.
I think we're doing quite well, but like some really complicated calls are not making right now, so we're not yet that much satisfied. We only make it perfect, so yeah.
Well, okay, on the flip side of things, what have you guys done that hasn't been as pleasant for you in that first half? What were some of the things that you weren't so happy about in that first half?
We were actually happy about that, though we can make it to BlizzCon, but we're kind of unhappy about that we cannot do like complicated calls right now. So we're trying to focus on it.
How much has it meant to you, man, to be here in front of your home crowd, performing so well, and to finally qualify for BlizzCon?
Well, it's really happy, but we actually want to confirm that we ends at the first place. So.
First place, you guys are out for perfection. Last question for you, man. Can we expect anything crazy in the second half up against Russia?
I think it's gonna be hard to expect crazy things because it's gonna go straight like this.
Oh, dang. He says they're going to finish 4-0. Arc is guaranteeing it. Well, guys, we're going to find out if it is a 4-0 right after the break, so stay tuned.
The Overwatch World Cup is brought to you by T-Mobile, America's fastest network ever. And by Omen by HP, the official PC of the Overwatch World Cup.
Hey guys, welcome back. South Korea versus Russia. And already, you can see on Ug's face, he was happy. They've punched their ticket to BlizzCon. What a fantastic game, and what a fantastic performance on King's Row, just demolishing Russia.
But Russia here are hungry to join them. They don't want to be, for the third year in a row, having their attempts thwarted by South Korea, and they can still win this match with a reverse sweep.
Yeah, they can. And I want to just touch on the fact that it does rely on a lot on Finland's game later on too. This is in Russia's hands for the time being. However, it does rely on the score from Finland going one way or the other. We can break that down a little bit later. But Korea, they're looking dominant. They're looking strong. They're looking on form. Libero and Carpe just doing wonders on that map. I wanted to see the McCree, and we got it. And Jonak has been popping off. I think we got a stat as well from Jonak. You can see the healer / DPS of
No, just
Korea.
DPS.
Just DPS.
Look
Final
at-
blows,
he-
18 by the way.
He's done about 33% more damage than he has healing. So he's like, okay, you can have my orb, but I'm just going to go over here and start killing people now because that's what I do. I'm Jonak.
41 limbs, 18 of those final blows. And with a kill feed, it's like, yeah, cool, man. You got some Widow headshots and whatever, yeah. But no, let me come in. Jonak with the Zenyatta. We know him as the strongest, probably one of the strongest Zenyatas in OWL, and he is the strongest.
Overwatch League MVP Jonak.
Well, we're going to see what the next map is going to be. Remember, it is again Russia's choice. It's going to be Voskaya.
Going to the home turf.
Going for the home turf. And now we're probably going to see double sniper. We've already seen Carpe take on Finland already. And we've also seen Carpe take on the world. Can he once again claim victory in this map? This is one historically been quite in Russia's favor more often than not because it's their home turf or anything, but remember the couple of days ago where we had Russia and they had their 6-minute time bank and they got pushed to OT. Are they going to start to have flashbacks to that?
Well, we do know that Assault can be a very momentum-based game type, Jaws, and right now momentum is certainly in South Korea's favor, but this is where Russia can potentially turn it around. They've got the strategies here, they know the nuances of this map, they've played it so much. Even in European contenders, we've seen Windstrike play it a lot, Chow, Main, Eng, all coming from that team. They seem to try and integrate Mistakes, Shadowburn, and Tonic into their strategies here. Meanwhile, South Korea, we know they've been with their coach, Bavane. They're going to have been strategizing hard for this map as well with an open map pool. There's only so many strategies you can bring out, but it does look like Fate may have something special for us.
He may just do. I'm assuming he's not going to change because he's already out of spawn.
Unless he wants to roll all the way back. But then again, I wouldn't put him past him. He's a very fast boy.
He is very fast.
He's a speedy boy.
And one thing about the Hammond also is the fact that you can get these crazy vertical upswings and you can just launch yourself right over buildings, which is quite terrifying, especially when you're a lowly support in the backline or even the tanks. You see them more often than not if they're running 3-3. South Korea will end up bringing out Wrecking Ball to just try and disrupt that monumental amount of healing that's pummeling their Reinhardt. Put yourself in between them, and the adaptive shield, so good as well at surviving.
And with Fate and Mecha both being able to move quickly using that grappling hook and jet boosters respectively, they can move on to anyone who gets body shot by Libero or Carpe. If they fail to connect with a headshot, they can try and take those low health targets and finish off and confirm the kills. But however, if Meko goes forward to try and keep Fate safe, that doesn't mean he's not available in the backline.
Oh, Fate going very low already. Got to be careful. Double pocket coming through just to make sure he stays alive. We are going double dive DPS along with the double dive tanks. In fact, we'll just call it full dive, shall we? From Russia on the offense. South Korea opting for obviously something a little bit different with the Wrecking Ball, but Carpe's going to stick on that Widow. We've got double sniper from Libero too, and he's already up to 45% ult charge. He's going to take out Chow's mech, and he's going to take out Tonic with him. Carpe is going to fall to Shadowburn, something we can kind of expect from this full dive, but Arc is swiftly at his back with the resurrection. Mistakes doing a lot of work in the sidelines, but this defense matrix coming through from Meko is just sublime.
Tonic shield there was a little bit misplaced. It fell off the side. And remember, Jonak was free to roam with those orbs of destruction, and now Fate's just having a little bit of a merry-go-round. He's there with a double pocket, feeding a lot of ultimate charge to both Arc and Jonak. First ultimate ready will be Arc with Valkyrie, but Mistakes is ready to answer. There is the Pulse Bomb, can take someone out very quickly. If it isn't Arc, however, they've always got to worry about that resurrection, which Meko facilitates so well.
Nice ground pound by Fate, activating that adaptive shield as well. Instant Discord though on the hamster does mean he's going to go extremely low very quickly. Mistakes, wow, this is an extremely long flank. Tonic's going to be there as well. They want to actually surround Carpe. They just want to execute him. No resurrection now available for him. Arc's going to have to disengage completely. Transcendence forced out on main on the side of Russia. That could be a loss of healing now for them if they do want to choose to use it to go for the engagement. Remember, Carpe's going to come up pretty soon. He's switch to the Tracer now also. Another forced Transcendence used here by Jonak, and in fact, Arc's going to use his ultimate as well. Bit of an overlap there, but Mistake still hunting for his prey. He's going to send Libero extremely low, and the dash from Shadowburn is going to finish him off. Meanwhile, though, Libero and Mako are going to be able to finish off Tonic and Aang, and in fact, Carpe coming back so speedy is going to find another couple of kills. Mistake's going to have to force reset, and he has used the ultimate also. Missed the stick onto Arc, and Korea still holding strong.
For Korea there, being pushed to their limit, had to invest both of their support ultimates for Dragon Strike, the Minefield, and there to make Carpe swap over onto the Tracer, which looks like he's going to stay on now. He's not going to go all the way back to spawn, swap over to a Widowmaker. He's already started to build himself up towards a Pulse One, wants to use that instead. Tonic moving up, wants to try and force Meko off this high ground, because when Meko's not there, doesn't mean they don't have as much information, but you can see that Fate is staying inside that small windowed pavilion, meaning that he can see through that and feed information through to Libero as to where to put these arrows.
Meko's only got a self-destruct. To be fair, that's probably all they actually need. Shadowbird's going to activate the blade, finds Waz dash. He's lost Arc. Arc's going to get away. Healed with the orb from Jonak, and Carpe takes out main. Libero's extremely low, but still willing to fight. It doesn't really matter, it seems. He's got that Dragon Strike available to him as well, but Tonic popping off once again with the Primal Rage. 2 kills for him, and both of them being supports might just net them with a tick on the point here. Chow's self-destruct cleans everybody else up. up, and that will be Fate falling pretty low as well. All they need is a simple love tap on the hamster, and he should end up going down. But Carpe back with a vengeance, killing Main once again. He's actually spawn camping at this point, Harry.
Indeed he is. Question is, will he come back to try and defend the point? Mistakes is here on the Sombra, managed to sneak on past Carpe. Fate's trying to re-engage here. Main decide to go for Power Drive, but in comes the Dragon Strike first.
Nice Dragon Strike onto the front line there. Mistakes for the EMP. He's going to activate it, but the Transcendence has already gone off. Will it be able to out-heal? I'm not sure. Libro's going to end Mistakes' life, and the Transcendence is going to keep everybody alive. Libero still on the point. He gets two, but he ends up getting taken out. Tonic now just lasering down Arc. He ends up falling as well, but Carpe, man of the hour, is going to be able to out-damage that Transcendence and can't quite kill Main just yet, but Mako is going to finish him off. They are going almost into OT, and Mako finds 3 kills, and South Korea still holding strong. Mistakes now translocates back onto the point, but he already kills him. He's triggered overtime though.
No one can get their Shadowburns there. He managed to dash on by, but Fate's playing Gatekeeper.
Mako finds the kill. They're coming back in with the Primal Rage, but Main's already dead. Arc going man mode on him, and Heng is going to fall as well. Finally, the Primal Rage wears off, and Fate jumping back onto the point as he eliminates the other Wrecking Ball. Chow falling, Mistakes gets on once more, but it's all said and done. South Korea are going to full hold Voskaya.
There was some progress, though, from Russia on that successful skirmish of theirs, just not the full completion. So, as they say in ranked, in the worst of times, Jaws, this is winnable. They can make this reverse sweep still happen, but it's going to be the largest mountain that Russia has ever climbed. They've got to hold South Korea on first for 4 minutes to less than 2 ticks.
It is an extremely tall mountain, and I'd give you the mountain as well. That's the tallest in Russia, if I was good at geography, which I'm not. It's just unfortunate. Don't take geography class, man. It was pretty boring in school, not gonna lie. Do you know what isn't boring? This match. South Korea now, like you said, they only need 89% to secure this and secure the series and secure a 5-0 in the groups.
Let's talk about Fate's evasive ability on that Wrecking Ball to be able to get away when he was being beset upon by 4 different members of Rush. He was able to move between different health packs incredibly quickly by using the combination of a speed boost from a ball form and using the grappling hook when necessary to cross over environmental hazards. I remember that Fate was able to stay in the fight for a long time, could stop that capture progress from gaining so much and stopping it from reaching the full completion, allowing for South Korea to come back on faster characters like Carpe on that Tracer and using lunges in creative ways for Libero to try and cover more distance very quickly with the Hanzo, who was able to make sure that he could take out Mistakes when Mistakes was on a long flank there. Not only that, the EMP, slightly late. It meant that Jonak could use the Transcendence and shepherd everybody in. Fate still died within that Transcendence due to some good focus fire from Russia, but they couldn't take down Arc when Arc was going for resurrections.
South Korea on the offense, Russia on the defense. The time is ticking down. Fate still sticking on the Wrecking Ball. They're going for these double dive tanks. Jonak was on the Ana, actually switched briefly. And then back to the Zenyatta. Double sniper though, not too much of a surprise. Carpe and Libero, they're ready.
Fate's trying to look for an incision here. I'm not sure exactly where he is at the moment. Arc's just going to be floating down gently. Then he's going to give a damage boost to Jonak, as is tradition across all of their NYXL games. He's charged up a shot, but not going to be connecting just yet. Fate is being shepherded in. He's moved over now to the Winston, but he's going to take a lot of damage. Main, you've got to watch out. You're in the sights of Carpe, my boy, and there's a headshot finishing him off. It was overkill, my boy.
They do get a resurrection onto Libero, and he finds another one. Carpe takes out Aang, and now no res available at all, and no healing. Carpe takes another 3 kills for him. They're going to cement themselves on the point, and with that, South Korea are going to go undefeated in the groups unless Russia can make it back in time. They're trying. They've even got Aang on the Lucio. Chow switched over to the Wrecking Ball, but it might be all said and done. Lucio does make it, but it's all there. The Winston can't leap in time, and South Korea go undefeated in groups.
5-0, the dominant start to our World Cup 2018 that our home crowd wanted, the Team South Korea wanted. And have a look at this. You know what, Jaws? The mitochondria may be the powerhouse of the cell, but Carpe, he's the powerhouse of South Korea.
How does he do it? He just 1v1 to the Winston. He had Discord Orb on him. What an easy headshot for Carpe. Stone Cold kill.
Stone Cold. He's doing his best Shadowbird impression.
Yeah. Nah, he cracked a smile. Carpe's going to be happy with that, and especially happy now that Korea have potentially now knocked out Russia for the third time.
That would be heartbreak for Team Russia, but there is some consolation. There is still escort jaws, and they can still pick the map. They have the choice. Watch Point Gibraltar, Dorado, Route 66, or Rialto. Which would be the best choice for them to move forward? That is the question. I want to see some more of Tonic on that Reinhardt. Maybe Rialto would be the best choice.
I mean, his Winston's been popping off too. He managed to get a double kill with the Primal Rage, and that's in fact what's been so consistent about Tonic, is the fact that he is able to get to the back line consistently with the Primal Rage. Not too hard, but actually locking down supports is incredibly tough, especially a Mercy who can just glide away at any instance. You know, he just says, yeah, it's no worries, just brushed it off his shoulder, double kill quite easily.
Speaking of gliding on Mercy, Ark's evasion of that Dragon Blade from Shadowburn pretty much won them that defense, because Shadowburn basically was then just slashing at nothing. That ultimately took so long to build up to. Well, didn't take that long to build up to, but the effort that he invested to build up to it was wasted, and so was the time that he had that ultimate out because of how evasive Ark could be.
Well, let's have a look at the map choice of Russia. We'll see where they want to go. It does look like it's going to be Dorado.
Is this our first Dorado at this stage?
I don't think it is. We've got at least one more Dorado, but it's now Korea time to get that 4-0 that they've always wanted.
Definitely not as popular as Rialto, at least. But Dorado, this is where snipers can roll, and we do know that Carpe is currently on a hot streak. Question is someone going to step up to him? Shadowburn could on the Hanzo. Mistakes could on the Widowmaker. Question is, will they decide to do so? Russia right now look like they are at their strongest. They're going for these pure dive compositions, putting Shadowburn on his Genji, where he made his name, he made his fame. Have to see if he can make his country proud.
Well, South Korea, they're going to set up a little bit differently here. You did say you want to see a little bit more Reinhardt. Fate says absolutely not. We're going to jump on the Orisa. Maker's still going to be on that Diva, and obviously with double snipers. Can't take Carpe away from anything else that's Widowmaker, let's be honest with ourselves. But maybe this dive is going to work here. Carpe is going to have a nice sight line. Obviously, you can imagine the Widow's going to set up on that balcony. Super easy for them to grapple back. And do the Shields of Fate also, which have a very, very big uptime. If you haven't got enough damage to break them, she's just going to be perma-shielding Carpe.
Not only that, but if you're behind a Shield of Fate, that means that Carpe has such a huge zone of influence which he can project upon Russia, who are coming out with double snipers, but a little bit of a different composition in terms of how they want to structure their tank core. Meko and Fate going for the Orisa Diva, as we mentioned before, but Chao and Tonic want to be able to brawl out on the cart with this Reinhardt and Zarya combination. They also want to be able to combine the Dragon Strike and the Graviton Surge to force out Jonak's Transcendences at bad moments.
Well, Fate is going to set himself up under the bridge. Only 20% charge. Orisa did receive a buff rather recently. Mistakes trying to peek out and see if he can actually spot out Carpe. Carpe is doing Sleep Rage right now, and yeah, there you go. South Korea are going to spot him out. As soon as you do lay down a single shot, if it's a high charge or not, it will lay a nice smoky trail after it, so you know exactly where the Widow is.
Main and Tonic going to have to take a long way round, but of course Carpe has now tripped a Venom Mine of Mistakes, so we know the exact location until that stops ticking. Mistakes going up for the shot, but he's going to miss it. Carpe going to be striking back, coming out of a side room for a narrow doorway. That's a kill.
Peekaboo, you found me. Libro's also found Shadowburn. Nice headshot as well. Double headshot. Poor Chow. Away he goes. Sends him back to base. Uh-oh. Scurry away, Tonic. You're so low. No, Libro, please.
Give him the melee, the old palms.
He got halted as well, dragged up into the sky.
He's throwing hands at Tonic, and unfortunately Tonic's hammer just was not big enough. I have to see, Russia, they are going to be swapping up compositions, but unfortunately, they're going to be put down before they can get any momentum here. Shadowburn, the victim of Carpe. Eng's going to revive him, however, just like Angela Ziegler did with Genji Shimada before. Having a little bit of a role-play reenactment here for Russia. They've got to try and get themselves together, push forward this car into the waiting arms of fate.
It already has.
How metaphorical.
You can write it on your gravestone. There you go. Libero is going to have his ultimate available to him. Carpe as well is going to tool out Shadowburn. All right, you don't need defense base. You don't need shielding for this lad. Now Libero taking out Chao. Doesn't need to use an ult just yet. 2 minutes now remain for Russia. They've got to build up ults rather quickly. They've got a couple of support ones coming online rather soon, but DPS far from it.
Oh, mistakes as well on the back. He's being chased out, and now there's so many angles coming at him. Carpe coming over rooftops. He is going to stay. It's going to be a sneaky beaver or a sneaky fish in this case.
It's like he doesn't know where he is. He's like, where am I?
Where am I?
Where did I grapple to? He's got info sights though.
Google Maps this?
So I'm sure he'll be able to spot it out eventually. Shadowburn, I don't think he actually knows where he is right now. Ainge certainly doesn't. He's going to get killed. Carpe. Yeah, waving the hello. Every time he gets a kill, giving everybody a
Just
hug.
going to give him your Batman bye-bye out of air, making sure that Eng can't push back to where they are. And look at all that on the side of South Korea. They have required so little investment thus far in their defense. They have 6 ultimates ready to go to the 1 of Russia. Main has the Transcendence, but the Transcendence can't do anything against burst damage. If you do more damage than an enemy has HP, you can heal them as much as you want, but they're dead, Jaws. You're just like healing a corpse at that point, and that just seems pointless.
Exactly, it does. Infosight's now used. 55 seconds remain. Libero still got that Dragon Strike. Hasn't got an ult to combo with, but might not even need it to pull the London Spitfire, grabbing them all in with the Halt. Valkyrie has also been activated by Eng. He's going to march forward. The Dragon Strike onto the cart towards everybody else. Self-destruct coming out as well. Transcendence heat everybody up and push people away, but no, Carpace is not today. Shadowburn is going to go down. It's going to spot the jetpack of Winston. Heal and Resurrection straight onto Shadowburn, but Mistakes is going to get punished to try and 1v1 Jonag, and Mako finding 2 as well. 24 seconds now remain. Tonic gets headshotted, and that'll be Libero claiming the kill, and they still have support ults and even the Supercharger to play with.
Shadowburn's all out on his own though. Eng is going to be giving him the pocket, and Carpe is going to be ready and waiting. Carpe still has the infrasights, and now they're active. Knows exactly where Shadowburn's coming from. Shadowburn has a blade, but he doesn't have a hope of coming in with a surprise shot, so got to get out on the car in overtime, about to be triggered.
Primaration Tonic, he's the man of the hour, but not anymore. Libero easily takes him out with the help of that Supercharger. Shadowburn comes in with the ult. Oh, slice straight on top of the Diva, but it didn't matter. Libero's going to go down, though, to the bomb of Chow. Okay, here we go. Carpe finds 2, however. Shadowburn's going to mash him once more, but the problem is he's got too much support in the form of Mako. He finds another one on Eng. Carpe is on fire, ablaze, as he almost takes out Shadowburn once more. Mistakes is on the side. Why do you want to match up against him and Jonak? I don't know, but they need to touch the cart in overtime. 4 meters now remain, and the Hammond has been used. Shadowburn finally gets revenge, but Jonak is going to be there to take him out, as well as Tonic. Chow demegged. He jumps on the point, but it's all said and done. South Korea are going to hold them on first.
That is a dominant defense from South Korea. They may well have already booked their tickets to BlizzCon, but they are not letting up here. And Carpe is putting on a show reel for being the best Widowmaker I have ever seen.
I think most people have seen, to be fair. Shadowburn contesting him, and we spoke about this last round. The protection that he receives is so good. Mako instantly changing direction. 180 defense matrix onto Carpe to make sure he doesn't go down. Disgusting headshot as well to finish off the Mercy.
Let's talk about how intelligent Mako needs to be able to deal with all of the demands of his team, because Carpe is such a high priority target. He needs protection. Who else needs protection? Jonak needs protection because Mistakes is in the back on the Tracer. Fate needs protection because if they move through the shield of the Orisa, then he's basically a sitting duck after he uses Fortify. And Meko deals with each and every single threat as it comes in such a fantastic manner. Sometimes he'll use just the thrusters, trying to divert a dive from Tonic, knock him back in the air, making sure he isn't landing where he wants to be, and he's in a more vulnerable position. Then he won't use the defense matrix. He'll save that for another threat coming in. When he hears the Tracer coming around the back onto Jonak, or he hears the Shadowburns coming in onto Carpe, he'll use those thrusters again to knock back the Genji, make sure those shurikens aren't connecting as well as he'd like.
Well, there you go. That blue box you saw on the floor was the only thing that South Korea need to push to. Not even to the point. Russia didn't end up capping it. And now it is their turn to defend. Double sniper, same setup in fact. Fate's not joining in. Fate is rather sad. He's just kind of looking at the floor.
I hate you guys.
Ark is like, hey, look at me, look at me. There we go, he's switching
I'm
over.
Ark, look at me. Mistakes.
Mistakes. Okay, so he wants to recreate what Carpe was doing just a second ago. Sonic Arrow on the top there to make sure Mistakes knows exactly where Carpe is, or at least tries to. Bubble, perfectly used there by Mako actually to shield Carpe as he went up into the air to make sure he can't get instantly headshotted. Normally when you are on an arc, it's a bit easier, rather predictable you are in the air.
That projected barrier now is not available for Fate for a couple more seconds, but it doesn't look like Russia is going to be taking advantage of that. Instead, they're going to reposition themselves. Don't want to challenge out the sniper duo of Carpe and Libero in that particular vein of engagement. Carpe is going to scare away Mistakes, who took a quick love tap, and now he's gone up into the air. Question is, will he connect? And he will, but so will Shadowburn.
Double headshot, another headshot, Shadowburn goes down. Instant res on both Main and Libero exactly the same time. He takes to the skies, tries to find another one on the Zenyatta, but can't quite connect. However, Carpe now playing man mode, just straight up in the face of everybody else using that SMG. He's going to spot one behind. Shadowburn isn't going to be available, but Libero, what? Where did this come from? I don't know. Fate and Jonek are going to find another. Fate showing off the send. South Korea are going to end group stages with a perfect record.
4-0 for South Korea. They had a scare on our first day, going up against Finland and winning 3-2 in the last rounds of the Nepal, but this time they have come back with a vengeance. They know that once again they have had to put down Russia and crush their hopes, who will have to now wait until 2019 for their third or fourth attempt at getting past Korea.
Oh boy, another thorn in the side for Russia, and now the fate does actually lie in Finland's hands for the next game. Because Russia got 4-0'd here, that does mean Finland have to go 0-4 in the next game in order for Russia to make it. Russia, if Finland win one game, it's hopes and dreams crushed for Russia.
Russia right now moving to try and give some nice neck and hand massages to Chinese Taipei, prepare them for the coming storm that will be the Finnish roster. They are going to have to be praying. Their fate is no longer in their hands. Their fate was in Fate's hands, and Fate decided to say no, 4-0.
Say no, 4-0. Well, Fate has shown us a lot, and he shows a lot of Wrecking Ball. Rather aggressive is Wrecking Ball, in fact, on King's Row specifically.
Can you play Wrecking Ball passively, though?
I guess not, no. You want to get into the enemy phase. And one thing that South Korea have been doing time and time again, if they see 3-3, it's like, okay, we'll pick up Wrecking Ball. It seems like they've discovered a trend. As soon as you just jump in, get that ground pound down, knock everybody up, it's a bit easier for Carpe to kill people. It's also a bit easier for you to actually dislodge the supports, as there's nothing really protecting them. There's no giant white box in front of you, that Reinhardt, as he is up in the skies, which means they can just use that momentum to kind of push forward. We saw it time and time again where we'd have Fate just roll his way in, adaptive shield. He's got so much HP that he's so hard to take down, especially in a 3-3. He was basically immortal.
Also, when everyone is up in the air, that Lucio speed boost isn't really that valuable at all. You can't make the disengagement.
Yeah, it's really horrible. Fate's hamster is going to be terrifying next season of OWL, and in fact, it might be quite terrifying at BlizzCon. We're going to jump down to the stage, though. Golden Boy, you got some special guests with you.
Okay, I'm down here with Ark and Carpe. Congratulations, you guys. One, you made it to BlizzCon, so that's awesome. Initial reactions, how does it feel to represent your amazing country at BlizzCon this year in Anaheim?
I was actually really nervous after the loss to the loss, but 3-2 to the
near
Finland.
loss.
Yeah, near loss.
The near loss.
Yeah. So I was actually nervous about the Russia match because like Russia was having hard time because of the Finland, and Finland was having hard time because of the Russia. So I was like, well, maybe it's gonna be a hard game, but because like we practiced a lot since the first day, I think we improved a lot because of the matches, and I think we could make it because of it.
Fair enough, and of course that improvement was definitely evident. So, Carpe, I got you again, haha. So, how are you feeling representing South Korea at BlizzCon? You excited?
블리즈컨에 진출하게 돼서 우선 되게 기쁘고요. 되게 생각보다 쉽게 가서 블리즈컨 기대돼요.
So I have no idea what he just said. What did he say?
He said that it's happy to go to BlizzCon, and also I think the event's kind of easy.
Oh dang. Okay. So, Carpe, I asked you yesterday if you were the best Widowmaker. You said yes, but you have so many heroes that you're good with. What is it that you feel you bring to this South Korean team going into BlizzCon?
이제 위로 갈.
우선 제가 되게 여러 가지 영웅을 하는데 그게 이제 다른 팀에 비해서 영웅폭이 더 넓으니까 그걸로 많은 카운터가 돼서 저희가 되게 유리하게 작용하는 것 같아요. 그게.
Because we have more flexibility in our team than any other countries, I think it gives more like advantage, I'll say. Yeah.
All right, fair enough. And finally, I'm going to give you guys the floor to say whatever you want to your incredible fans here in Incheon. So whoever wants to go, the floor is yours.
아, 네. 저희가 블리즈컨 가서 이번에도 우승하겠습니다.
I assume they like that. And for you, Art?
Do you want me to translate or?
It's okay.
Okay, it's not nonsense. 일단은 뭐 와주셔서 감사하다는 말 말고는 딱히 엄청 뭐라 해야 되지? 더 감동 있는 말은 없는 것 같아요. 진짜 와주셔서 감사해요. 약간 미국에 오래 있다 보니까 한국 팬분들 좀 그리울 때 있었거든요. 그러다 보니까 이제 정말 와주셔서 감사합니다.
And if you don't mind, for our audience at home, if you don't mind translating what you just said.
So Carpet said that like we're gonna go to BlizzCon and win the tournament again. Yeah, and I say that thanks for coming because we were having all the matches in USA, like we are kind of missing the Korean fans sometimes, and I think there's no more words than thanks for coming. So
Awesome. Well, that's going to do it, Carpe. Always a pleasure. I got you again. Thank you so much, Art, as always. All right, well, we're going to send it over to the casters to break down that match and so much more. Take it away.
Thank you very much, Golden Boy, and obviously Ark and Carpe as well for that fantastic interview. And hey, the fans have been chatting a whole bunch online as well. We've got T-Mobile Fan Pulse coming on your screens right now. Oh boy, who's it going to be about? It's going to be about Carpe.
Carpe doing Carpe things kind of easy, as he put it. And now he's going to go to BlizzCon, and he wants to try and win that once again.
Oh boy, I mean, even Ark's
The
super
3P.
happy. The 3K, yeah, the three-piece, the three-time champions. And now Ark said, you know, I do miss the fans back at home, so it's great to have them all turn out, which is just insane. Like, they obviously do miss the home just a little bit, and it's going to be fantastic to then, you know, bring all that fan energy back to BlizzCon and just make sure they can finally get the stamp in the book for their third time winning.
Not just being here for a few days, I'd miss Korea as well. It's fantastic here.
That's very true. Carpe was an absolute god. And you saw in the interview and you heard and they said, you know, why? Why is this team so good right now? Well, I'll tell you why. The flexibility in this roster is so great. And honestly, like we mentioned before, stick Carpe on the Widow, yes, but the rest of the team, it's been great to see Fate change up his picks. He's played the Reinhardt, he's played the Hammond, and he's also played Winston to just such great standards.
Every single player of this roster seems best in class on the roles they are using, especially Meko with his synergy, with these established NYXL players. He's so good at listening to their callouts. And we can see Jonak and Ark. You can see the damage boost there coming through from Ark. He doesn't have to pocket Meko and Fake because they're so good at not taking as much damage so that he can give that additional attention to Carpe and Jonak and enable them more.
Few plays here from Russia as well. Mistakes and Shadowburn have just been stars throughout the entirety of the group stage. Korea was their final hurdle, and they did end up going down 4-0. And like we mentioned before, it is going to be up to now Finland. If Finland do take one map, that will punch them a ticket to BlizzCon, and that will mean Russia is out.
Indeed it will. So Russia are going to be hoping against hope that Chinese Taipei can bring out the old for Overwatch on to Finland. But let's talk a little bit more about Meko, because he is so good. Even his Diva Bombs, like we see again and again, he's always putting them in a perfect position to get 2 or 3Ks onto people who are less mobile and can't escape. You can see that he knows exactly where he needs to put it to try and play around the team composition. You see Fate go forward with the Winston or with the Reinhardt. He'll give the scouting report. He'll tell everyone, or rather, he'll tell Meko and everyone where they can find the enemies, and that means Meko's very informed in his ulting decisions.
Let's talk about tanks. Let's look at Tonic. This guy's had so many multi-man Primal Rage kills, it's actually hard to believe. Coming from EU Contenders, did play a little bit last season, and hopefully he gets picked up again because he's shown so much this stage.
Indeed he has. You can see him there going after Carpe, unfortunately suffering a headshot at his hands, but then again, who wouldn't? Carpe is a monster, and there he is picking off Fang as well. I think Carpe is just the main note that we can leave this series and even this stage on, just putting on a masterclass after having lost out in those finals with Philadelphia Fusion against London Spitfire. Carpe's back, baby.
Oh, he's back. He's ready to fill that kill feed. And this is exactly what he did do. And Libero can't be scoffed at either. His Junkrat has just been impeccable on King's Row. It's clearly a map they do prefer, regardless of who actually picks it up.
Yeah, King's Row is a very let's say, classical map, probably one of the most popular competitive maps in all of Overwatch, and you know that everyone in South Korea has been scrimming that since it came out, basically. I would have liked to have seen some newer map picks from Russia try and take advantage of some maybe lesser scrimmed and lesser ingrained maps in the Korean sort of like psyche.
Well, up next, we do have Chinese Taipei versus Finland. Can they come out winless? Remember, they only need one map to secure their place at BlizzCon and join Korea there.
Indeed they do. Toriel, I believe it's pronounced, from their Twitter hashtag. We'll have to see if they can make it a reality and make it there.
We'll have to go out and find out. We're going to jump to a short break, and we'll be right back.